keep it moving.
Okay. Yeah, I was asking because
I are loud, yeah.
No, I didn't know because she had.
Hey, y'all. Yeah, we see you.
Look, I gotta set up it like this so you can't see it.
And while we're waiting on some more people to Adrian, you didn't put the mic on?
You got cut off on the microwave?
Okay. So while we're waiting on some more people to get in to the live, I want to give a special shout out to my sponsor, Miss Anisha Mitchell, owner of Crime Boutique. You can come shop Monday through Sunday from 9 to 9 at 2218 31st Street, Inslee, Birmingham, Alabama 35208. I also want to give a special shout out to my guest tonight. I have Miss Vanessa Thompson here, and she's the owner of Crown Creation, and she does weddings. Tell us what she do, Vanessa.
I do arts and crafts. I do weddings. I do birthday parties, small gatherings. You name it, I can do it.
Okay, so that's her information. Look her up on Facebook and Instagram. Crown Creations by Vanessa, and look at her work. I also have Miss Tony Banks here with me of Nubian Yoni. Say hey, Tony.
Hello.
And that's her business, Nubian Yoni. She has your Yoni soap. What else do you have, Tony?
The Yoni Pop, the body wash, the mist, the pearls, the soap, the personal steam.
Just about anything you need to clean your girl down. Yeah. So we're gonna do commercial breaks throughout the broadcast, but we're gonna go ahead to this one, like we're gonna jump right on in. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was the issue with Russell Wilson. So this week he made a statement and he said that he was afraid to lose his wife, and everybody been saying that he's a simp. What's everybody's thoughts and opinions on people calling him a simp for saying he's afraid to lose his wife?
Why would he be called a lame just because of the simple fact that he's afraid of losing what he's built?
Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that the sound is consistent. It's a little bit harder talking loud with these masks on, so we're trying to make it work.
Why would they call him a lame? Because he wants to.
Well, I think society has messed our generation up, because I think it's more so the younger generation attacking him and basically telling him that, be a man, you don't gotta settle down. Like, what if you lose her, just move her along. And I think he's happy with what he has built and established with her. He took in, of course, Future's son, and I think everybody really still defending Future in a way. And because Russell chose to take in a child that wasn't his and love that child, I think that's more so people's opinion on why they think that he's a simp or lame, as they would say.
In my opinion, I think that he's called a real man.
Right, a stand-up
man. A real man to stand up and take on the responsibility that another man should have been doing or slacking on doing.
Right. So, anybody else got that opinion? Akila, Venetia, y'all quiet? Y'all seem like that good now?
That's fine. I feel like you're doing
Okay.
If he ain't scared to lose me, I don't want him.
Okay. That's a real statement. If you ain't scared to lose me, we don't need you. Period. So we're gonna jump into tonight's show. So no, we don't have their husbands here, but Mr. Mitchell did tell me that he'll do a one-on-one with me later. That we'll just record if he didn't want to be on live. But that's gonna be an interesting conversation, especially from the male perspective because we like hearing male perspectives and what they have to say. So, ladies, we're surrounded by younger people. Only two of us in the room are men besides my guest Felicia and Nisha. Okay, so you married?
No,
Did I miss the wedding?
no, she
Oh, you ain't ordered no gift back.
like,
Okay. That must be the drink. That's the cup of tea. But we're gonna jump right on in. I really don't know where I want to start. It's so many interesting questions that people did put their input in the Cocoa Experience group on Facebook. Thank you for everybody that participated. Let's start with the pros and cons of marriage. What would y'all say are some pros of marriage? Because some people think that it's just a business deal these days.
Companionship. Having somebody to always talk to. Somebody help pay the bills because it's hard trying to do it.
You cannot live on a single person household. And I think people so stuck in like back in the olden days that, the man supposed to take care of the household. But back then the economy wasn't what it is now. And the cost of living didn't cost that much either. So yeah, the man could take care of the household and all the children, but now you pay two to run the show. And hell, 3-4 income. So you gotta have some hustles besides that.
I think that has a lot to do with, why a lot of people started small business to help supplement,
to make up.
To make up,
So you can still live a lifestyle where you can still buy for yourself and, both of y'all can still live comfortably. Right. You just don't want to live life to just pay bills. I know I don't.
Paycheck. No, you don't. I mean, it's a reality, it happens, but some of us, we don't want that, so. Or
Michael Hook said marriage is substance. That's true. What would y'all say marriage consists of?
To me, marriage consists of it's commitment. You gotta have commitment. Sure. And when I say commitment, you gotta be all in. Because everything you did from starting to date to romance, courtship,
you gotta keep it different.
All kind of things you did, date nights, all that kind of stuff. Whether you party, whether you go to church, whatever it is, it's commitment. You gotta be all in. Whatever you did to start, you gotta continue to do that.
Right.
And you just gotta think of different ways to keep it keep it there.
And you gotta know what each other likes. A lot of times people stop paying attention after a while. You gotta find something, like you said, to keep that fire going. Especially if this is somebody that you plan on spending life with and growing old with. Tony, what do you say marriage consists of?
Communication. Teamwork. Because if you don't have teamwork, nothing is going to work period anyway. Somebody actually got to have, what's the word I'm trying to say? I can't think of the word I'm trying to say. When they actually say, okay, I got your back. I know you're going to do this. I know you
being able to depend on that person.
Yeah.
And I think as women, we like to be independent. And it's hard for us to ask for stuff. So it's like we want them to be a mind reader, but they're not. But we want them to know us good enough so they know when we need something. Which is a major part of any relationship. Is knowing when your partner needs something, or so like if my hair ain't come for a couple days, you should know my hair needed. You should know the bank account low. And I shouldn't have to always peg you. If I've been working hard or whatever, and I come home and cook, then you should automatically know you need to wash the dishes sometimes or whatever. Relieve some of that. Well, I've been seeing this question for a while going around Facebook, and I think we might have touched on it last week or week before before. But why are marriages lasting like our grandparents' generation?
Because they're getting married for the wrong reasons.
Okay, and what wrong reasons do you say?
Okay, getting married for business purposes and getting married for monetary reasons are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Some men marry women because of their annual income. Some women marry men because of that,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that it's gonna take both of you all's income. So why will I feel comfortable in the house? The bills are not paid. So now I'm angry, and now we're bickering with each other because the bills are not paid. So now we're ready to get a divorce. Or the woman goes out and find a man that can take care of her, and now it's with infidelity, and it's a lot going on. So it's time to divorce.
Right.
I got one. A trend. That's why it's
Yeah,
not
so they
bad.
see everybody else doing it.
Yes, now I don't know if people been noticing, but like holidays, Christmas, Valentine's, everybody engaged and proposing.
Mm-hmm. And I
I'm
think that
thinking
one
it's becoming a trend now.
because it's cold, and everybody, oh, I want this, I want that. But then you don't know what the other person marriage going through and what they took to get that. But just because they look at it, don't mean they have to eat it.
Exactly. No.
We're on the outside
On the
looking in, and
outside
you don't know what they're going through.
Mm-hmm.
What they went through to get, get to where they are.
Definitely.
And also, people are not taking their time to get to know people.
Mhm.
What they do is they get caught up off a vibe and run with that vibe. But when that vibe starts to change, then you looking like, what am I supposed to do now? Because that honeymoon season is over with. So now we get down to the nitty gritty, and I don't know how to communicate with you. You don't know how to communicate with me. I don't know how you deal under stress. You don't know how I deal under stress. We don't know how to communicate about simple things that just take us to communicate. And then the thing is, when we do communicate, we're not communicating to understand. We're communicating to give a response.
Right.
And then a lot of times, people like to discredit how
the
people.
camera, baby.
No.
Y'all, this my friend Shane. I did not know he was coming to Birmingham. Today, but I'm so happy he came. He always comes.
I'm still in y'all. I'll come over there later.
But I can sit on the phone with Chandler for hours and have a deep conversation. So I'm really glad that he
Sometimes people get married, says, she's the fun girl, he the fun guy, and they doing X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C. And then when they get married, that ain't what's happening. They like, hey, I did it, I got you. I ain't doing that no more.
Okay, but if you know you married a fun girl, why would you get married? You want to stop being a fun girl.
Exactly.
And that's true. But hey, she may stop being a fun girl. Now you mad. Or he mad. Because hey, you ain't doing this no more.
Yeah.
And then, it could be differently where he don't want her to be a fun girl, or you don't want him to be a fun guy no more. You want him to be settled, you want him to do this, you want him to do that. He don't want to do none of that no more.
Yeah.
So.
I call it meeting the
Go ahead,
representative.
Keita.
Yeah.
So I also think it has something to do with one, when they get invested into a situation, they're like, okay, well, I'm here now, so they don't want to start over. They're just like, okay, well, let me just stay here, stay where I'm at. And then I think another thing is people be in a rush to get married before a certain age.
Right.
Because they feel like, okay, well, I'm only getting older, so, I'm in a rush against the clock to make this happen, and that's not always true.
Especially women.
And
I
then,
think women really get caught up in
you got it stuck in your mind, I'm going to date you for this amount of time, and we need to be married. Man, my husband dated for 8 years,
How long have y'all been married, both of y'all?
I've been married 12. We've been together 20.
Okay.
So,
I've been with him for almost 30, and we've been married 25. in December.
Dang, I'm trying to
And
get
see,
like
that's why I be trying not to get caught up in, because people be like, well, when y'all gonna make a decision? When y'all gonna make a
Don't
decision?
rush.
I be like, well, we fine.
And I
Like,
hate.
because I do think that you should know people in all their seasons or whatever.
Oh,
Let
Hold
me
up,
see
Shannon,
you, bro. Let me see you with money. Let me see you on distress and vice versa. Like, let me see your
let me
mental,
see you down.
your mental break, and
Yeah.
let me see how you react, so I can see if I can handle that. Because sometimes people can't handle each other when they see people in these moments, and then it's like, then they scared or whatever. And when you could have avoided the whole thing if you had really took your time and got to know that person.
Or you shut down, or
Mhm.
you like, oh, I'm dealing with that. I'm just not gonna even say nothing.
Mm-hmm. And then people venture out to other stuff, a different relationship, and then everything is just totally screwed all the way around.
And then, like, me and my husband been together for 10. We just got married in October, and people be like, well, if he really want to be with you, why y'all ain't been got married, or why y'all ain't been? It take y'all. It don't. You can't just rush. And I got mad. I got so upset. He was on the phone with one of his aunties one night, and she was like, well, me and Felicia, we getting married, so and so, so and so. And she was like, well, you ready? And I had got upset about that. I did. I got upset.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yeah, I'm ready. She was like, well, you know why I'm saying this. Like, y'all been together for 10 years, but, I mean, are you ready to, or do you think that you know the ins and outs? Are you ready to, willing to take on? Because being together as boyfriend and girlfriend is not the same as being a husband and wife. And that is so true. It feels so different. I don't know how, but being married and being a girlfriend and boyfriend, and they not
Do
the
you
same.
think it's more strict being a wife?
I think it's
Well,
more
like-
responsibility.
It's more.
Yes.
I'm definitely more responsible.
Yes.
So
Yes.
look, when you in a
Same.
relationship, you can easily just get up, pack your bags, and kick
Yeah,
it
we
up.
gone.
But when you married, it's a whole much. It's
You gotta
a lot
talk through
more
it.
you gotta go through, and it's not that easy to just walk away.
Responsibilities
And
can't
that
really
goes
be
back to
made
what
without
Amanda
each
said.
other. You can't do this without him or her.
Yeah.
That goes.
I'm sorry about that technical difficulties. But anyway, as we were talking about, like you just said, that it's harder when you're in a marriage than being boyfriend and girlfriend. Tony, one of the things that Tony wanted to talk about was relationship curfew. So is that harder? So in being a committed relationship than being in a marriage, and why?
It's when you actually just dating. You can leave them. Outside, I want to get up and get ready, and me and the girls can go out at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. It's not a problem. Cause you just get up and you just go. But when you actually got a whole person, spouse on the side of you, and I'm
to rush something. But it's not the fact that I'm trying to rush something. It's the fact I'm trying to see what we're doing. Because what I don't want to do is put myself in a situation that causes me to set back because I didn't have the proper conversation before I met you and told you this is what I'm into. I like to go to bed with my no dishes in the sink. I like the trash to be taken out this day and that day. I like my car washed on this day. This is what I like to do. I go hang with the fellas on this day and that day. Is this something that you can handle? We don't give people the option.
Yeah. And you definitely have to give people the option of what to deal with. Like Vanessa said, I know you and your husband are both in the motorcycle club. So had you not been in the motorcycle club, how would that make your relationship different?
Actually, when we met, I wasn't in one.
Okay.
He was in it.
Okay.
And, I mean, he was upfront, about it. And he was like, just hang out with me, see how it is or whatever. And his past relationship, she didn't want to hang out. She didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like that at first, but, it grew on me.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said something to me that stuck with me. She was like, if you're going to be with him, you're going to be with him wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. Whatever he likes, you need to learn how to like it. Mm-hmm. She was like, well,
at least tolerate it.
Yeah. She was like, you're going to have to compromise. If you're going to be with him, if he's asking you to come with him, get your butt up and go. She was like, if you don't, somebody else.
Right.
Yeah. So guess what? I got in compliance.
Got your butt up and
butt up.
And y'all, how many years in there?
20. I got my butt up.
Yeah.
And we roll, I roll.
Mm-hmm. And it was something that Sarah J. Roberts posted on Instagram. She said her husband likes riding bikes. And she said, I'm not into bikes. And she said, sometimes I got to ride with her. And she was strapping on her helmet. And sometimes,
they used to laugh at me because, I like, I wrap that hair up, tie that scarf on there, we get where we going. I be all in the mirror, comb my hair. They be like, girl, really? They be like, yeah. Oh, I ain't half-stepping there.
Yeah, because definitely if you don't do it, somebody else would take interest in it, even if that's just how they trying to get them. But a man, they think with other stuff, so they just gonna go with that.
And not to say, it could have went a different way, but that when my mama told me that, that stuck in my head. I was like, what she right? Let me get my butt up and go.
And
I'm a homebody, I'm kind of laid back, but baby, now, where we going?
Okay. Okay. So Vanessa, let's talk about stages in marriage and what stages do you start with? What stages do you go through, and so forth?
I like to say the first stage is the romance stage. And by that I mean that's where you court, y'all can't get enough of each other. You're doing dates, you're going cooking dinner, you're having all kinds of crazy sex, you're doing it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first
Probably
stage.
why you laugh.
Because I remember them
Yeah,
days.
I mean for real. That's the course. That's the course
You just
stage.
can't be able to turn cartwheels and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Like, wait.
The
You gotta
knees
warm
get-
this
the
up
knees
here
get
now.
bad.
Gotta warm it up. Gotta warm it up, boy. Don't flame ain't that like that no more.
Maybe they're bad.
Yeah, but that's the first stage that I like to call, the romance stage, courtship stage. You on your best behavior.
Okay.
At that time. You don't really know each other, but you're having a good time.
Y'all just still trying to
Yeah, you're
impress
still
each other.
trying to figure each other out.
How long that last?
It depends. Some people say 6 months, some say a year, some say longer than that. It just depends on the couple to me.
What stage, y'all?
The romance, the
The
courtship
romance
stage.
Courtship.
Yeah.
Because I know it'd be sometimes you can't stand each other.
Oh,
So I have a question.
that's in the courtship.
So during that stage, I know that you said that you enjoy that stage. So now during that stage, are you all doing this exclusively, or are you all still open to talking to other people and doing this with other
No,
people?
this marriage.
No, this marriage.
This stage of a marriage.
This marriage.
Okay, because when the
But
romance,
If you date,
I said we
you
need
gotta
some
have that
dating
conversation.
tips, 'cause we ain't
But
married.
y'all
You
not
still relationship. You still
It's all
engaged.
the same. The only
It's all
difference when
yeah.
you married is that you have more responsibilities.
and changing your last name.
Yeah, you gotta.
You sign the papers. You
You
can't
can be in
sign
a
one without the
relationship,
other.
and then you could be, y'all could be committed to each other.
Mhm.
It's the same thing. Cause certain things you wouldn't do
So I got a question.
that you would do if you was just like, hey.
Charlie, come here in the camera.
No. I just got this quick question.
I can get your seat and come a little closer.
So, okay, so I might be switching gears
No.
here a little bit, but so back in when y'all first started dating, let me ask this question:
Okay.
what is your definition of dating? Because I believe the younger generation,
Has it mixed up.
we came up with our own definition of what dating is. So what I thought I was taught from my grandmother when she taught me dating was her definition was you're talking to one person and
And
another
that's it.
person. Nowadays, that's not what that is.
No.
It's you're talking to multiple people. I'm trying to see which one of y'all I'm gonna like.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna go with which one I like, and then I'm gonna
That's that.
let everybody. I'm gonna ghost
And then
everybody
you leave
else.
everybody on.
Yeah.
I call it dating.
Okay, why do you call it that?
Somebody have your options open.
Date multiple people to see
Right, but how can you really truly get to know somebody when your attention is
Everywhere.
places?
Yeah.
That's
You
my
can't
thing.
truly, because it might be something important to me that you're gonna miss because you over there with Dick and Harry.
The world will get your attention most of the
And
time.
it's like you got everybody in a competition for you.
Nah, but you will know who you like the most or who got your attention the most.
And I always say go with who you like the most.
And you
I
just don't
say
know. Even
no.
when you're talking to multiple people, the one that you like gonna stick out to you.
Right.
You're not just gonna settle because okay, well this is who I'm talking to, so I mean whatever.
But how you know you really like him though? And
They gonna stick out more than John did.
But I'm just saying, how you gonna stick out?
Naturally, that's
And
gonna
you
be the
ain't
person I gravitate more to. That's gonna be the person that I start paying more attention to. It's not that I'm forcing myself to pay you attention. You're actually earning my attention.
So that means so he earning your attention.
You got my attention, and I really like you because I get
Right,
bored
but I'm just
fast.
saying, like, I don't know. I get. I mean, I understand what's being said. I go through this as a younger generation. But what I don't understand is the fact that how can you truly get to know somebody with your attention out in these different directions? Because the thing is, people go through a lot on a daily basis. How can you say that I was there for you during this time and you out here entertaining all these dudes? You want me to choose you as being a wife, or I want you to choose me as being a husband, but I can't when I I pay attention to the talking phase. How you act during that talking phase tells me a lot about how you're going to act if we get together. And I think that's what people lack, because they go after what they like instead of what they need. What you need sometimes ain't what you like.
Or what they think people are
Yeah, you
supposed to
definitely
be.
should pick
Not necessarily who they are.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like me, I only date one person at a time, because I don't. First of all, I work in corporate America. I don't have time to be dating you, tell you, and remember this name, remember that date. I don't have time to do that. So my thing is like how I grew up. If I'm put all my eggs in one basket, if it don't work out, guess what? I'm gonna pick him up and I'm gonna move on, because we only promise one thing in life when we get here, and that's death. Everything else that you experience, that's your experience that you create. And if I don't want to create no situation, you know.
Yeah, but I think that it's a conversation that you have to.
I say I do, but only for a certain amount of time.
Okay.
I'm not gonna date multiple people for 6 months.
So, let me ask this question:
And
are
you
you
haven't had
open
that
and
conversation.
telling that person that you dated multiple
We
people?
hadn't had that conversation yet.
See, and that's the thing.
But
People
we
are
have
not
had that conversation.
That's perfect.
right. So you like, hey,
I have even told people, like, when I go in talking to somebody, hey, you ain't finna get nothing from me, so whoever you sleep with, you continue sleeping with them. If we cross that line, then we'll get to that line. But don't think just because you talking to me, that's why I'm supposed to give it to you.
not, and that's not even. I don't even feel like you should. It should be a time frame, because what we fail to realize is that when you give your body up, that's a soul tie. Sex is a spirit that jumps on us, and we don't know how to control it. We'll sit there and let a person treat us any kind of goddamn way, and still, just because they got good sex, we hush them off. We don't care, and that's sad.
Girl, his dick so good, girl. I'm
Yeah.
Jesus, girl. And it was just with that other girl the other day.
I heard them because they can feel like they can satisfy them.
And
That's why I call it just
So what Tony just said, Coco asked me, okay, I'm gonna stop saying this because I always go here and lie and say that my husband is overseas. No, he's incarcerated. So therefore, Tony just said something that Coco always asks me. Coco be like, so what if when he come home it's not good?
Yeah.
So I always respond and say, I wouldn't even know, because the love is there, the feelings is there, everything is there now. So that part would it's probably gonna be good if it's not good.
Yeah.
Because
Because the
You got
love.
your situation different though. Your situation is different from somebody who's out here in the streets. Your situation, what y'all are doing at this moment,
Y'all still getting to know each other. Yeah.
Building that
Well,
trust.
that's all y'all got.
well, we've been doing that for about 6 years now.
Okay,
Well,
that's
right.
fine.
When he,
So
that's
But you know what? That's a good thing. Because
Right.
when you get old, when the money deplenish and all that,
And when
you
it stopped getting
got
hard, and when she stopped wanting
what do you got outside sex and money?
And that's what I love the most. We are building instead of, because, okay, all my other relationships, I really ain't had here and there. It was sex. You know, I can't say, oh, I really liked him. I can't say that. So, like, now it's a person that I actually took my time to get to know. And so that's what drew me to where I am. Like, I'm still learning some things. But yes, it's crazy because I'm like, okay, after this long time, I'm just not knowing this. But yeah.
So that's definitely, you definitely gotta have something outside the sex, outside the money, something that you can really. I mean, in the times that we in, like even being in a pandemic, some people have lost their jobs, so you gotta hold on to something else or whatever because the money ain't there. And sometimes when you don't got no money, you depressed, you don't wanna have sex. So you gotta hold on to something else. So you definitely gotta have love between the two and actually like really make it. And I think that you can make it public if you all really love each other.
Let me ask this question. How did you feel about it? Because some people, like friends that I've had in the past, they feel like it's over each one of them was in different situations.
Okay.
But to me, my view on it, it should never be a phase when you got a man. You can cut grass. You can, rake the leaves. I got your back until you go out there and get them yards that you need to get. But, I feel like I'm not finna sit here with you and struggle. Like, I'm not about to do that. But women feel like it's okay.
But as the woman, to the man that's not out there doing what he's supposed to do, what role are you playing? Are you just in his ear nagging? Or are you saying, hey, I saw this, or I talked to such and such, they got this position available. And then the thing you gotta think about is he open to receiving your help.
Why you stick if he ain't open to receiving your help? Why the hell you still there?
But it's some people that's still there.
But that goes back to what I said, you meet the representative. And some people marry into a relationships and they're married nothing but the representative. And just like now with COVID now they're being the real person because they're having to be in the house with them all day long. Now they seeing who this person really is. But before, you getting up going to work, they getting up going to work, so by the time we get back home, we ain't got to stay awake, walk by what, 3 or 4 hours?
Sleep.
We did, baby, we got go to the weekend, we got, we run around doing this, that, and the other, so no, we're not seeing each other. But now, when folks cut, a lot of people are having to work from home, and you're at home with these folks all day. Now you seeing these people like I was somebody.
Losing my mind, baby.
I mean, it's totally different now.
And it really is, because I work from home. I've been working from home before COVID.
Okay.
And when my husband, he had surgery, he was at home for about 6 weeks. Shit, he got on my damn nerves. And don't get me wrong, I love him, but I was like, ooh, shit, hurry up and go back to work.
Yeah. You can go to the clubhouse.
I was like, you go to the club? I ain't going. She was like, what's wrong? I need something on your nerves. Yeah, you get on my nerves. Yeah.
So I have a question.
Okay.
You know how there is the statement you should fully get to know a person before you decide to marry them or marry them. But I want to ask y'all, as people that have been married for a long time, do y'all feel like, how can I put it? The men that your husbands are today are the same men that they were. Do you feel like you knew everything about them then, or do you feel like they changed over time and you get to know them more and more every day, even being married 25, 30 years?
I'm still learning.
Yeah, you never stop learning.
It's like different phases,
In different situations.
Men don't mature as fast as women.
Oh, no.
So that's one thing. They always growing, and then you always having to learn them, and then sometimes you almost like you're ready to hold their hand and got them showing them stuff.
It's true.
And then you gotta push them.
Or you gotta, like he said, you gotta set your boundaries. You be like, hey, I'm not taking this, I ain't taking that, I ain't taking that.
But everybody don't have boundaries. And people
And
and everybody don't know how to put boundaries in place.
Because they're afraid they're gonna lose the person. But hey, you
You
gotta put
rather
it out
lose
there.
them than waste your time.
And
Because
you have to put
you
it
get in
out.
that situation, been to spend all that money and been to sign your name on the house and cars and stuff. Y'all gotta stay in that house. Y'all gotta go to court. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
So if
It's a lot
me
of-
standing my boundaries gonna protect me in the long run, then guess what? I'm gonna be single till I meet somebody that can come to me and be on the same page that I can.
Yeah, Chandler is a Gemini, so he a little crazy.
Look, that's why we getting along, because I am too. Yes, ma'am, June 1st.
Mine do second.
Yep, I ain't gonna
Well,
lie.
I ain't no Gemini. I'm still a bunch of Gemini. They say about fuck
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't never thought about that until me just sitting here talking to y'all and having this conversation.
I call it Death
Boundaries.
Thursday.
I've never even
And somebody
thought.
wants to have couch confessions, so we're gonna work on that.
Now you in my weeds.
I know. And when I see them out, they'll inbox me, and I'm like, you watch the show? Like, so yeah, a lot of people go back and watch it.
Oh, and you know what? Another thing is, men, it depends on how they were brought up. If they had a role model, they had somebody to teach them or show them how to be a man, how a man is supposed to treat a woman. Because you got men now that show no form of chivalry. They get in the car and what they do, pop the thing so it'll unlock instead of walking their ass around there.
And you know
And
what?
open the
It's
door
funny
for
you
you.
said that. My mother-in-law
I see that.
just asked me, what today is Thursday? She just asked me Sunday. She said, Vanessa, I said, ma'am. She's like, can I still open the door for you? I said, yes, ma'am. He still close the door for you? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, he still wash clothes? I said, yes, ma'am. He still cook? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I just want to make sure he's still doing what I'm
And then, you know, a lot of people say that women can't raise men, and I don't believe that to be true, because like my mom raised me. I didn't have a deadbeat daddy, but my daddy was my dad was married, my mom was married and all that. So it's just like, hey, I'm over here with my mom.
Right.
But the thing is, I just like you were saying, like with her verified. That means that I know what I taught my son to do. It's up to your son to continue to carry on what you were taught. So when it goes back to say it's based on how you've been raised, all that I ain't no dad stuff, that's not the dope. You can stop using that as an excuse. Because that don't mean nothing.
And at some point when you don't get on, it's a point you gotta get to where you gotta start blaming other people.
Exactly.
Okay, you ain't had no daddy. You 42 years old. You ain't gonna get one tomorrow.
No, I'm gonna get one today.
So,
And if that's a situation, you need to go see a therapist.
So yeah, everybody has to stop.
You've seen enough where you know
What's right
and what's wrong.
I saw a Facebook post, one of my Facebook friends, and he was asking like, how do you know how to properly love a woman if you haven't grown up seeing like a healthy two-parent household or two-parent relationship? And I just felt like, okay, seeing your mother raise you by herself, seeing her not have somebody there to help her when she was down, like all of those things, I feel like not having a two-parent household to guide you only goes so far, because even if you're not going off of what they did do, you can go off what they didn't do, or what you didn't see happen. How would you? Is this the life that you want for yourself, or do you want to experience all the things that you wish she could have experienced? Like, I just be looking at it like that.
But those things you have to work through before you even get married. Like those are childhood traumas that you have to address, like boundaries. If you wasn't raised to have boundaries could be good or bad. Like, I'm not gonna allow nobody to hit me. This could be a child saying I'm not gonna let another person hit me. It's not okay. So I think that you learn that stuff as children, but everybody is not taught the same way. So you have to work through that stuff as adults.
Me and my husband, we don't have them. It's something to be open and to think about, but I ain't never really just. But we need to. I got this set for us, and
because
we need
what you don't want to happen is you don't want to feel like hey, I thought you knew that. If you ain't never talked about it, how you expect me to know it? So you don't want that to happen in the long run, because the situation could come up and it will piss you off. And you be like, well, what you mean you ain't know?
It could have been something.
Could have
been just something.
You gotta talk about it.
You gotta develop common ground too. Like y'all gotta know what you expect of each other. Which is all a part of boundaries and everything.
And then it's phases to boundaries. Because when you first meet
Come on
somebody,
in the camera,
no, I'm gonna come next time. Listen, so when you meet somebody, like if I'm just meeting you on the first date that I meet you, it's not the fact I'm gonna set boundaries and say, well, I need you to wash the dishes, I need you to do this, to this. It's listen, this is what I like to do. I don't like to talk to multiple people at one time. So if you're gonna talk to multiple, that's my boundary. If you're gonna talk to multiple people at one time, then I don't think that we need to do that. Because first of all, for Geminis are already overthinkers anyway. So we already overthink situations, and it don't even be like we think it. But if it's in our mind, we're gonna overthink that situation.
I just told her that. I was like,
But again, it's levels to it. So you just gotta know what boundaries to set starting off. And then when you get in your relationship, move forward, and then when you get in your marriage.
Shout out to Demetria and AJ. They don't give a F about love. They are not in. They are nowhere near.
I've been trying to get Demetria up here.
Those two are nowhere near that camera. The microphone today. They just in the cut. They don't give a F about love. I'm gonna be to our Facebook. But anyway, let's go back to talking about the stages of marriage. We got through romance. What else?
Reality. The next phase is reality.
That's a good
Now
one.
you're realizing who each other is. Your likes, your habits, what you may like, what you don't like. You be looking at them like, I didn't know that about you. You know. Hey,
I have a confession.
Mhm.
I was asking my husband for some bingo money. And he was like, you're not gonna turn into a gambler in my head. I'm like, damn, I'm already one.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you start to see each other's flaws. You know, things you when you was in that romance stage, you know, you might have saw it, but you just didn't really pay no attention to it, or you just it went over your head. So now you're in reality phase where you're like,
Does reality mean? Well, I'm trying to see how I can word this one. When reality sets in, I'm trying to bring. Okay, my question is about stepchildren. Does that hit your reality, or how do you handle facing dealing with stepkids and baby mom?
Were they there before? During?
Before.
Okay.
man, that should be a conversation.
When you got a
at the
blended
beginning.
family.
Yeah, that should be a conversation at the
Okay.
beginning. You shouldn't wait, and then once some people be like, well, you don't know, but you know when you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to do this. So that's something you need to talk about up front.
Okay.
Don't wait and let it fester, because then you start building up all kind of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Now you angry, you might shut down. There'll be a number of things. Talk about it. I mean, Champ, my daughter, he didn't believe me for years because I was the type, I was a single mom. I was the type, just growing up, my mom, my grandmother taught me, you don't bring a bunch of men around your children. So he didn't believe me when I said I have a child because he never saw it. I ain't you can come to my house. We ain't doing that. No, you can go somewhere. You can come to my house. I don't play that. And he was like, you really got a daughter? Yeah, I ain't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't play that.
Keep what you said.
So my question is a little off topic, just a little bit.
Go ahead.
But she made me think about it when she said, was it before, during, or after? I just want to ask y'all opinion.
Okay.
Don't listen. Because a lot of people talk about, what's the other name? Rashida and Kirk.
Okay.
So as married women, what are y'all's take on their situation that has, been exposed to the world and how they chosen to handle it?
Okay, this is my thing.
Wait, what happened?
Well, Rashida had them.
When Kirk had a baby on her.
First of all, everybody looking at Rashida like, oh, she's so stupid. And
She not.
no, Rashida, I ain't gonna even say it's love. They've been together since they were teenagers. They have a lot invested.
So it's a lot to
They
lose.
got a lot to lose if they was to just. I really think Kirk, they love each other, but
She happens.
exactly that's how I look at it. If you ask me, I don't know how y'all gonna take it. For real, like stuff happens. I mean, they didn't get into this. Rashida and Kirk, like they together with they record label, clothing store. She got like 5 clothing stores. Him and her together. How you just gonna
But
break?
with that, do you feel like their marriage will be as strong as it was before this happened? Or
You know
think
what?
it's
Oh
something
God, I
different?
believe it made it stronger.
It makes the
It
show.
made it strong.
For real.
I think as a married couple, they agreed, okay, we're going to work through this and we're going to stay together.
Right.
Everything is out there now. So we're going to work toward building back. Because, I know she lost trust. Respect, all of that. So if I'm going to be with you, I agree that I'm going to accept this, then we got to start back over. We got to work this thing out.
And another thing, I had a situation
I mean, that's
happen
just me because I'm
with my marriage this week, and I asked my husband a question. I said, so, like, I try not to call him around his friends. So I said, do you want to talk to me around your friends? He was like, yeah, what the fuck they got to do with my marriage? I'm not embarrassed. Whatever it is, I'm not leaving you. So.
Is that Coco?
So how you feel about it? Okay.
The situation with Rashida?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it, just because I feel like that's a lot to bounce
It's-
back
it's-
from.
It
And
is.
then
It's
have
hard.
a daily reminder.
Right.
This is not even a woman that you can just never talk to again. You
You
gotta
got
have forever contact with this lady. So I don't know if I could do it, but then I also looked at it like that's
testing
my
your
marriage.
marriage, though.
And then that's what he to step in. That's what you really gonna find out if he there for him or her. You gonna respect my wife. You gonna respect what we got going on. And you just gonna be this, and you gonna bring my child, and that's where that come in.
But
And
she
so that's
can't-
how you gonna know.
She can't do it because she ain't in it. It's a lot of stuff we can't do until we in.
And that's
Right.
why until you
That's
like
like
the shoe
on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
Right.
You always
Because
got
I can
some
say
baby
no right
girl.
now, but if I'm in it,
Oh,
I can't tell you what I'm not
Right.
gonna do. What I'm not gonna do. I can't say.
You don't know.
I mean, I would say I would do it, but I don't see how I could. I
Right.
mean, of course, you know, I ain't never been married.
Right.
I ain't been married all them years. I ain't got these kids together, all this stuff together. So I don't know how she looks at it, but I feel like a lot of people was like dogging her and doing all this
they
other
were.
stuff. And I looked at them like, shh, you cheating on this nigga that work at McDonald's and got 16 baby moms.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
yeah. I mean, y'all
For
gonna
sure.
be out there, but you still in. This woman married, so I mean, let her do her.
And then another thing, you got to be open minded about it. Like you can't close your heart and your mind. When you close your heart and your mind,
It's a done deal.
yeah. So you got to be. This generation so big on being embarrassed on what people think of them. If you don't give a fuck about what somebody think of you, then hey,
You good.
And I think everybody
But you want people to think you in this perfect world.
And
No.
it's not.
No.
Right.
I mean, they got things
Exactly.
perfect. Y'all think
She
they
ain't
got
perfect.
no
They got all this money.
And
they got real
still
life issues
got
like
issues
Crystal.
going on. Right.
And how my mama handled it, because my daddy had a child before me. So my daddy had told my mama he wanted more children, but in reality he had another child with somebody else. And that's why he ain't had no more children. Then my mama popped up pregnant, and she kind of hid it from my dad. That's a whole nother story. But how my mama handled it with the lady, which was his baby mama, was like, look, don't fuck with me and mine, and I'm gonna fuck with you and yours. And my mama, now my daddy used to sneak me around my sister, or whatever, because we were closer in age or whatever. So he made sure before he died, we had a relationship. Now, after he died, that relationship diminished, and her mom kind of accepted me as if I was the child that, like, they were married. But after he died, like, she didn't want her daughter to have a relationship with me. And so, since my dad died, I've talked to her maybe once or twice since my dad died. My dad been dead 15 years. But no contact with her, and I think that was because of our mothers. Now, if my mama and her mama ever exchanged words after he died, I don't know. And my mama probably wouldn't tell me because she know I had to go relationship with my sister. I think as parents, then you have to kind of, children are children. If they develop a relationship and want to love on each other, I think you should. But my mama was a bit of a mean ass in a way.
I just think
Don't nobody tell her what I
the
said.
children didn't ask to be here, and this is just my opinion. I feel like they should be able to connect and bond, and once they get older, you know, if they part ways, that's on them.
Right.
And I think we were forced to part ways.
Because, you know, when kids are much, much younger, you know, they love everybody.
Yeah.
You know, they don't know nothing about no hate or I ain't gonna fool with you or
Right.
nothing like
They
that.
don't
So
know
if
what
you
they
if
do.
you're still when they really young, then you can't separate.
Yeah, because that's other siblings. It's like I'm still a part of me is still missing because
Right.
we had developed a relationship and it just went away. So I think as parents, you kind of have to decide what's this for the kids, regardless of your personal, against each other. But yeah, Chandler, what was you about to say?
Just go.
Okay. Then we finish with the stages of marriage. We got romance, we got reality. What else we got?
Friendship phase.
Papers.
Yeah, girl, I got my paper. I had to type it up.
She was nervous,
Yeah.
but she's doing.
I see more words on that paper. What them words say?
Yeah, you got your friendship phase. Now you're in friendship phase.
So is that a
Yeah,
good thing or a bad
That's a
thing?
good thing.
Okay.
Because, you know, some things, you know, people, regardless of what they say, some married couples, they'll tell their friends certain things that they wouldn't tell their spouse. You know what I'm saying? So now you're at this phase where, hey, you can see me how you see me. Hey, I got this I'm going on. You know, come check it out. You know, it's like your friend. You tell your friend anything.
So does that not supposed to come before the romance?
It do.
But
But it don't
sometimes
always happen. You know, you so caught up in the romance.
It's not as strong as it is.
And you don't want to be so open
Mm-hmm.
at first.
Yeah.
You don't want to, because then you might turn around and be a killer.
Okay.
You know, you want to be like,
You want to preserve something. You know.
yes. You
want
only know where one person stayed. I can't tell you how I said. You get what I'm saying? When you first meet this person. So you don't want to tell them everything.
Yeah.
And then, like, during the friendship stage, do you all feel like it's okay for, okay, so I know, like, a lot of people when they're in relationships, like, you know, relationships or even marriage, they go to their significant other and they be like, oh, guess what happened? Such and such happened. So during that stage, do you continue to, is it okay, my question, is it okay for you to tell your friend's business to your spouse?
I'm against
Not
that.
at first.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like me and my husband, we back and forth into it now because I want to get him a passcode to my phone. To me, what's in my phone is my business.
Oh, Lord.
You
I'm gonna get on
Because
that
of the
one.
fact that we do not talk to the same people. So therefore, me and my friends, and one of my friends,
Yeah, you don't.
I'm saying I'm gonna use
somebody
this
else's
voice.
business.
Oh,
She
man,
might
you
text
should
me,
have that.
and then me and her, we text each other because she got an issue she needs somebody to talk to. So she's confiding in me. Then I let you use my phone and you walk off to talk on it, and then one of her messages pop up. What you finna do? You finna sit there and start reading. Now you all in our business. No, that's why you have your phone. You talk to who you talk to. I have my phone. I talk to who I talk to. There's no reason for you to need to pass code to my phone. Cause you could dial 911 without getting in.
You sure can.
So there's no reason for it. So we've been going back and forth with this for a very long time. But I'm not letting up off of it for the simple fact that, I lay my phone down on my nightstand. I don't turn my phone over. I'm not sitting there talking to people that I don't have any business talking to. But at the same time, it's my privacy. We all still need that. Just like you go in the bathroom, close the door. I don't need you keep knocking on the door and asking me what I'm in the door. Shit, what you think I'm really doing? I need this is my time. Give it to me. Let me have it.
Because I notice like a lot of people that's in relationship, well, not a lot, but some people that I know in relationship, they go and tell their significant other all their friends' business.
Yep. That's how
Now
that
when
pillow
it
talk.
blows up,
That's what it's
But you know, when that start, him not wanting you to hang around your friends.
Around your friends.
That's what I'm saying.
That's exactly what it does.
But no,
That's a big mistake.
right. But then the thing is, if that's the situation, if you're in a situation where you ain't told your husband or you ain't told your wife of this stuff about your friends and they like, I don't want you to hang around them, does that go back to them being insecure?
Some examples that we could throw out there, we can't. That's like after podcast talk because you like on live.
And that goes back to, they'll think, okay, if your friend doing it,
You
and
doing
doing birds of a feather. Yeah.
But then the thing is,
They say.
like then,
But
like in my mind,
why do people think like that though? Because if you my
To be
man, and you
honest-
been my man for all this time, you know me well enough to know that we ain't got the same character.
Listen, I used to then
You
believe
would
that birds
think
of
that
a
they
feather
supposed to think
flock
like that.
together. That shit is true. If that shit is true, you ain't gonna tell me it's a lie. That shit is true. You may not see it because it's you. Okay, all of us friends. You done got your meat. You done got your meat. You got yours. You got yours. I need my meat too. You know what I'm saying? So you out there having fun. Your man let you stay out to 12. You out to 1. Well, why I can't stay out like Tony and Vanessa? You get what I'm saying? So that's where it come into play. Like birds of a feather do flock
but
together.
then at the same time, again, like Achilles said, everybody's not the same though. So and then that comes back to say, as your significant other, like she said, if you know me, you know me. Just because this person is doing it don't mean I'm gonna do that. But we got this special relationship because we ain't gone through some stuff in our earlier part of life prior to me getting married. But don't mean that I'm gonna go and step out and do what they're doing. Yes, we go out and have a couple of drinks. Yes, somebody may try to talk to me, but I'm like, oh no, boom, I'm married. You know, like I don't really get into that. You know, and be respectful and move on. But if you don't trust me, how can you have something with somebody you don't trust? And a lot of us walk around here in relationship with people that we don't trust. Why are you with somebody that you don't trust? Because if you don't have trust, you don't have nothing.
It's all done.
And that's the sad part. But then it goes back to say that some
But
people
let's
just
say
feel like they might
when
just want
you
somebody.
meet somebody, he with these men that you know hoes, and when you see him, be like, man, he's fine, he's nice, but he look like a hoe because of who he's flocking with. So what about that?
But then at the same
When
time,
I get to know you, I know you.
then you can get your
You
own
can't judge a
judgment.
book by its cover. So I mean, once I take the time to actually get to know who you are, what you about, what you doing, all this other stuff, I no longer can compare. Now I see. At that point, I feel like now I'm gonna be able to see the connection between you and your boys and why y'all hang out.
Right.
Y'all are not the same, but it's this part keeping y'all together. So I feel like with that, like, if you ain't never seen me do that before, don't accuse me of trying to do it now.
But that's like with my husband being in the motorcycle club. Everybody know, you know, it's a lot of different guys, a lot of different women. They do all kind of crazy stuff, you know. But you know, you can tell. You know, like a lot of the guys in my husband club, they grew up together.
What
A lot of them
motorcycle
grew
club
up
are you
together.
in?
Huh?
What motorcycle club are you in?
Like,
Okay.
oh yeah.
So my stepdad, Outcast.
Mm-hmm.
They weeded
And the
it,
Vikings.
Vikings.
Huh?
They weeded it, the Vikings.
Hello, which one? That's by South Park? Oh, okay, yeah.
This what I'm doing. This don't make no sense.
They still on sale?
No.
Huh?
No.
How much are they?
$80.
No, I got them before. In the store, finish line. They in finish line. You on finish line? Yeah, they 40.
Go ahead, they 40 minutes.
Okay, I just got them too.
Okay, so moving on.
They got all
They
those.
were good.
Okay, married ladies, how much are you willing to compromise in your marriage?
Compromise?
Compromise, yeah, compromise.
I ain't even hear what you said.
I'm like, yeah, you do that on a day.
Coco, you tired?
How much you willing to compromise?
No, she put you on the spot.
Woo! You the first one. It took a minute to get here.
Yeah.
But a situation I recently went through just made me realize a freaking lot. So dang, it's like damn. Like I was telling them, I can't. I gotta watch what I dress, how I dress now, because you know it's kind of a problem.
But he been telling you that, but you just not realized.
He been telling me that, but it took a situation to make me be like, okay, you know.
I feel like marriage too much.
Point of case in point.
Relationship
When I get home, you ask me why they put a safety pin in it. Why you didn't put a safety pin in it?
But it's hell ain't got no team, so what it's a whole lot hanging out.
But it's just his point of view.
You gonna ask me why I didn't have a safety pin?
Well, where's it gonna go?
What? I mean, for what?
Right here.
Because
you showing clearly.
So we was talking about that the other
That's
day,
what he's
so
thinking.
why is it a problem?
You know
with you
what?
having some cleavage?
You know what it is?
Yeah, but I ain't got that move.
I don't either, but you know what it is? My husband told me, he said, what if you been down?
Then they just gonna see a little extra titty.
He got a whole problem with that.
The titty.
Do you know what he told me? I had a problem with this dress, and I said, ain't nothing wrong with this dress. He said, I know how I'm looking at you in that dress. I can imagine what other niggas looking at you in that dress. And that made me feel like, oh shit, you right about that. But I felt like the dress was okay.
Okay, so how did you tone down your dress once you get married? Because if you met me sexy,
When they start tearing them up and you can't figure out what the legs are.
What happened?
What? I missed
the question.
I missed the answer. The question was, how do men deal with, if you met me sexy, why do you expect me to change once we get married? Like, what's the difference? Because if I was attractive when you met me with this on, why when we get married, it's
Because he know that that's how I met you. It's 1,000 other niggas gonna look at you the same way I look at you.
But now You already got what I already got what we looking for. So nobody else need to be looking at you.
Giving some feedback to our conversation.
Yes.
No, I'm just saying they gonna look at you regardless.
And
We fine, you
Yeah.
fine.
You're fine.
If you, it's how it was when you met me, why you think I'm gonna change now?
But
But
that's
y'all,
But you didn't come, as long as I'm not being disrespectful. Like, if I'm showing a little stomach, that it is what it is. As long as my butt not out and my nipples showing and stuff like that,
my husband don't care because he, for whatever reason, and he could be old school. You know, he be like, I like him. He sits back. He gets a kick. He be like, hey, what is it? I be like, I don't know what it is. He like, please.
And what I love
He
about
gonna
him,
he
he
I love
never,
that.
he just ain't never been out with like clothes, but they be sharp and she look good in it. And I love to hear that from him because he admires his wife.
And that's what it is. It's about marriage and it's about respect. Because when you in a marriage, it's certain things that you even I don't go fuck if you want to be sexy or not. It's a certain way as a wife that you need to dress before you walk out that door. You don't walk out the door with no dress up your ass. And then you tell me something, oh, this how I am. No.
So what about
No.
Cardi? Let's talk about Cardi.
But you gotta go, you have to get out of that though. Like you have to get out of it because you don't want your man walking around with no gray sweats on every time y'all go somewhere with no drawers on you.
And I don't care because I agree with him.
I understand that, but at the same time, it's still like respect though. Like it's respect and it calls attention.
Yeah.
You sit there trying to have each other, y'all trying to enjoy each other, but then here this man goes standing at you sitting right there and I'm staring at your wife like
and then it may cause a conflict
if you
with
look
your
good,
husband and that guy. Were you with me when we walked in Applebee's and that man was about to fight another man? Oh, a guy was gonna fight another guy because he was
I
looking at
like
his
that
wife.
was you and Jacquees.
Okay, it was me and Queez. We walked to Applebee's and a guy was finna get into it with another guy because the guy looked at his wife, was staring at his wife while she was sitting there eating. It's respect.
No, it's
You
not.
shouldn't be sitting there.
I mean, no, don't stare, but at the same time, he look good. That's my man. I'm happy that you
But
like
you know
him.
what?
But guess what? You can look at him all day, but then we walk out the door, we walk in the
But it's a
But
different
it's like you
mentality.
said, if you look good, like Demetra said, if you look good, you look good.
You look good.
Like you can put on, I can put on a
I
pair
can
of
turn
jeans.
into
I
my
can't
man.
have my butt hair of nobody. So
Right.
it is what
But
it is.
it's
It ain't
just
gonna
like-
count.
But guess what? Like what you have on now. You have a butt. So your husband, you can't take away that you got that butt. But if you walk out the door with a skirt up your
Oh, I ain't
ass,
doing that.
that's disrespectful.
Oh, I ain't doing that.
That is so disrespectful. If it's features, you can't hide the
You
face.
can't have
You can't hide the body.
Exactly.
It ain't nothing you can put on. Cause if you put on something too big,
So is
then
it
it
the
looks sloppy.
nakedness or is it being fit?
It depends on what it is that you got on, and you know how it
You
hooks
know,
your body.
you got a big butt, you can't wear no skirt because it's gonna come up in the back.
It's gonna rise.
It's gonna rise.
Yeah.
It's just like a respect thing.
So let's talk about Cardi because y'all know that what's her name? Offset and Cardi got married. Cardi been this way since Cardi been Cardi. So now people feel like she's supposed to change because she married now when
She was
been
supposed
that
to.
way.
The
all her
shit
life.
that she does and say out of her mouth, she does not need to be married.
But she
That's
got
why
to do
most
change.
times.
They do that.
Yeah, they do that
entertainment
together.
purposes, I think.
I mean, if it's entertainment purposes, you still gotta respect. I mean, it's still a respect level.
So
The
everybody
stuff
knows
that she does. And I feel like that's their marriage. If they get along with that, that's fine. That's them. I don't see nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. If he's not complaining about it, he'll
He
be
is.
trying to divorce him. He's
But
complaining.
why? She that was her when you got
But you
married.
do that though when you got
But the
married.
thing
I don't know
is,
that
you
why
get
literally
married,
got
it's not for you to stay in anything that people don't understand. When you're married, it's about growing.
It's about
not
growing.
staying stagnant
You
in
have
the same
to
situation.
grow. You gotta
You
grow.
cannot
It's about
just,
growing.
you cannot just be like, oh, this how I was when you met me.
So what
Okay.
if it's like, okay, so we talk about her music, and y'all know that sometimes they're not always control their music, what they will, how they look. Sometimes you may say, I want to start doing love music. Your manager say, you gonna do what you've been doing because that's what's bringing in money. So what if it's something like
That's
that?
different with your career. And
But
stuff.
okay,
and
you
then at
saying-
sometimes you have to make a sacrifice for your career. If your husband don't like it, you have made a commitment before God. This is to death do us part. If we in a relationship and my career is something that you don't agree with because I'm out here selling sex and that ain't something you agree with, then I'm gonna have to hang that thing up if I really love you.
Especially if he bringing in the money and he telling me I don't like it, I'm gonna say, okay, well, you know it's gonna cause this. That's what communication plays a part. So I mean, yeah, she's ridiculous. I mean, Beyonce show a little body sometimes. You do not see her up there.
Yeah,
acting
yeah.
like that.
Jay-Z, I mean,
Exactly.
That's what she get her.
I mean,
But that's what you're thinking about. Money is not everything when it comes to your family and your marriage.
Oh.
But my thing is, if he has money, if he don't like it, sit your ass
I get that, but what I'm saying is y'all talking about growth and change, but what attracted him to her? Why did you expect for her to change? Why did you think just all of a sudden because we're married, oh, she's gonna change?
because he expected her to grow. She didn't grow.
But
She was still doing the same thing.
what was it that made you go to her? What is it? You
I mean, it's a lot of women out there he can choose. That's
The
better
little
for her.
picture here, girl.
right.
We gonna wrap this up and take it to the
Let me say
outside.
that. Here's my thing. It's a difference in what Cardi doing. Okay, when you performing, yeah, just like that. Tone it down just a little bit. Your
Tone it
husband
down.
asking you, hey,
She don't
tone it
have no chill
down.
about herself.
She ain't
got no
wanna
chill
do
about
what she
herself.
wanna do, and you got to compromise.
Nicki Minaj used to act that way. Look at her now. I love her now. I love her now.
Yeah,
I don't think
Oh,
Nicki Minaj to change her
She
style.
found the man that she
That guy,
What's wrong with
she
it?
was with, what that dude name?
Which one?
The cute dude that got the little accent.
I don't think he's asking her to totally change.
You just have to tone it down, like, and that's what you have to do. Tone it down.
just told me
But at the end of the day,
She know who she was when he met her, but I didn't need you to stay in the same side. I met you like, babe, look, I support your career, and I understand you gotta get out there with the little stars, you got the body and all that, and that.
and she have a daughter.
But at the same time, it's just like you got a child now.
Yes.
Like let's start saying.
Some people don't wake up at the same time.
And it's
And
understandable.
just 'cause age doesn't make a difference.
Age don't play make a difference at all.
Age ain't nothing but a number. That's all. So
Sure.
that don't mean nothing. But
Well, it means something.
Maybe if she's separating work from
Yeah.
personal life, then maybe they can compromise
That-
and it will work.
That's what I'm
But if
saying.
you having,
Yeah.
you always in work mode the whole time. Like a titty ended up she ended up posting a picture of her titty. Why you even sitting there taking with your phone with your titties? Why are you
Who
taking?
did that?
Cardi.
But maybe she like attention, and maybe she in reality she may or may not be. You know.
Maybe she didn't get any attention when she was at home, when she was
No.
growing up. I mean, so
Yeah, and
Now
But that's
she's
something that they got
acting
to
out, doing.
communicate and take care of that. Like they need to go to count. They got all of their money. Pay somebody to come talk to y'all ass about this because that is not acceptable. That's not acceptable.
Black people in council, that's a whole nother topic.
We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
That's a
But
whole
black
nother
people don't
work.
do
I want to, and my husband is not
there.
cool.
I see you.
I don't know why. I ain't going
You're a
nobody.
therapist,
I don't know how
therapist.
I'm a
I
therapist.
don't want to go to my therapist who ain't got a therapist because you got to handle the cares of the world too.
Yeah.
Y'all wear a lot of hats, and then y'all have a lot that y'all care.
Yeah,
'Cause
and a
y'all
lot we can't
want-
talk about.
And especially so much in what you do that you like, oh Jesus.
It overwhelms you sometimes. Just
Yes, I've been
just
a
being
went
in that
crazy.
energy. Like you need to release that energy too.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna get ready to end this live. I think we got a lot more other topics we want to talk about on the After Podcast show. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Vanessa, give us some last words before we end the live.
Never go to bed mad.
I do
Never go to bed, man.
Never.
Yeah.
Just have trust to it. And you know why I say it? Because if you go to bed mad,
You wake up mad.
wake up mad,
wake
and
up
your
with the
brain
same
is running. So now you done added something else to what you was mad about.
And hopefully the other person wake up.
Yeah.
So,
Because if they don't wake up, that's gonna be a
Then-
killer.
right, that's gonna kill you.
Damn.
Holly, give us your last words.
I always say, never let a day go by without saying I love you.
Yes,
Because
sir.
you never know when it's gonna be our last time that that person leaves the house.
Yep.
That's true.
Especially this day and age.
Chandler, come show the camera your face and give us some last
These
words.
folks know me. I just looked at the comments. Them folks know me.
Give us some last words, though.
Okay, some last words. And I'm going to share what I wrote. I wrote this the other
We
day.
got some notes in this phone we have.
And I'm going to share this.
We're gonna
So
have
this
some-
is I'm going to share this. And it's like goes back to the root cause. So this is what I wrote the other day. I said, my last words would be, leading people on is a childish behavior. Leading people on is defined as the act of sexual intercourse, texting, talking, spending time, spending money, not being forthcoming regarding what it is that you want from a person. The childish behavior is not communicating as an adult and continuing to feed a person lies to hold on to them, constantly telling a person you don't want to be in a relationship, but magically appearing in one after they have given you their all. Know what you want before you involve another party.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I
motivation.
said. Put it in the group message. And before we go, just want to give a shout out again to my lovely sponsor, Anisha, owner of Crown Me Boutique. You can come shop Monday through Sunday from 9 to 9 at 2218 31st Street, Inslee. Special thank you to my guest, Vanessa Thompson, Crown Creations by Vanessa. I'm sorry, y'all. It's slow. I'm working with it. I'm learning how to work this new technology. Also to Tony Banks, Nubian Yoni. I think it's coming up, but I can't see it. Nubian Yoni, thank you. Also special shout out to Confidence in Color, Demetria Bailey, who's always here in the audience. And Akila Smith,